spent 40 years chasing a schedule that was killing me. I thought that if I could master time, I'd finally be happy. I was wrong. I was just a prisoner in a cage made of brass gears. Think about it. From the moment your alarm goes off, you're chasing a number. You're measuring your worth by your productivity, your success by your schedule, and your peace by how much you can cram into 24 hours. My name is Arthur. For 40 years, I was the man who kept the town on time. I was the finest clockmaker in the region. I lived inside a workshop filled with the symphony of hundreds of clocks, cuckoos, grandfathers, pocket watches. I was a perfectionist. I believed that if I could master the mechanics, if I could make the world run with perfect mathematical precision, I would be happy. I was the master of time, or so I thought. In reality, I was a prisoner in a cage made of brass gears and mainsprings. I didn't see the seasons change. I only saw the second-hand move. I didn't see my own life passing. I only saw the escapement clicking away. I was so busy managing time that I forgot how to actually live in it. It was a Tuesday, late in autumn, a simple short circuit, a tiny spark that traveled along a frayed wire. In 40 minutes, my shop became a furnace. I remember standing across the street, watching the heat shatter the glass. I heard the most horrific sound of my life, the simultaneous death of 300 clocks. As the heat warped the brass and melted the springs, the ticking stopped, not one by one, but all at once. The silence that followed was heavy, like a physical weight pressing against my chest. My neighbors stood behind me, whispering about the tragedy. They mourned my business, my assets, my decades of labor. But as I watched the smoke rise, I felt a strange, terrifying liberation. For the first time in 40 years, there was no deadline. There was no next moment I had to account for. I was standing in the ruins of my purpose, and for the first time, I could breathe. I left the city the next morning. I didn't look back at the soot-stained wreckage. I traveled until the sound of the city faded and the sound of the wind took over. I found a shack in the high mountains where the air is thin and the nights are so quiet you can hear your own heartbeat. At first, it was agonizing. I was so used to the tick that the silence felt like a hole in the universe. I'd wake up at 5 in the morning, my body screaming to start work, only to realize I had no tools, no clients, and no schedule. I spent weeks just sitting on the porch, trembling from the withdrawal of doing. I had to learn how to exist without performing. I had to learn that my value as a human being didn't disappear just because I wasn't producing anything. I was learning to be a part of the landscape rather than an observer of it. Months later, a young man found me. He was a high-powered architect from the city, dressed in a suit that looked like armor. He was checking his watch every few minutes, his leg bouncing with nervous energy. He'd heard about the mad clockmaker and had come to seek wisdom. He sat on my porch and started talking about his burnout, his exhaustion, the feeling that he was falling behind in life. He asked, "Arthur, how do you handle the emptiness of not having a goal?" I didn't answer him for a long time. I just pointed at a wild hawk circling above the valley. "Does that hawk have a deadline?" I asked. "Does it worry about its career trajectory?" "No. It lives in the flow of the mountain. It strikes when it needs to, and it rests when the sun goes down. You are suffering because you are trying to be a machine in a world that was meant for spirits." He wept that day. It was the first time in 10 years he had stopped to just be human. I am an old man now. My hands, once precise enough to carve a gear out of a pinhead, are now stiff and weathered. I don't build clocks anymore. I watch the seasons weave themselves into the earth. There is a profound, sacred freedom in realizing that you are not the manager of the universe. You are just a guest. We spend our lives building clocks to measure time, but we never stop to wonder what time actually is. Time isn't a line, it isn't a deadline. Time is just a series of breaths. And if you're sitting there feeling like your life is spiraling out of control because you aren't on schedule, let me tell you this: the schedule is a lie. The only time that exists is the one you are breathing right now. Put down the watch, stop counting the seconds. Give yourself permission to just be. When you stop racing against time, you finally start to see the beauty of the clockwork. Not the one I built, but the one the Creator set in motion since the beginning of the world.